Hello, Darby. I really appreciate you asking me to share some of my ideas about race and religion. Um, and I'm really happy to do it. I'm not answering all your questions exactly, but I do have some thoughts to share with you. So here we go. Race and religion are two very charged topics, but ones really worth trying to discuss and unravel. I went to an all-women's college in Virginia in the 60s, where an incident was indelibly stamped on my psyche. I loved getting up early on the weekends and walking through the Blue Ridge Mountains. Beautiful. One Sunday, I met a young man who I recognized worked in our dining hall. We greeted each other and we began walking and talking together. The next day, the chaplain of my college called me into his office. He told me I had been seen walking with a young black man and that I was endangering his life. If I continued, he could be charged with statutory rape and thrown into prison for life. Statutory rape and thrown into prison for life for being seen walking with a white woman. I was shocked. That was in 1962. Needless to say, I never walked with him again. The civil rights movement brought many changes in the legal rights for blacks, but in my opinion it did little to change the hearts of many white people, and perhaps even caused more hatred. There's a recent movie called Loving about Richard and Mildred Loving, an interracial couple who brought their case to the Supreme Court in 1967, the year my first son was born, because at that time it was illegal to marry outside of one's race. They won their case, but to this day, there are still people who sneer at or are disgusted when they see an interracial couple. Racism is all around us and is one of the most cancerous things eating away at our democracy and what could make this country great. Look at Charlottesville. Look at police brutality against African Americans. Look at our prisons. Look at the economic inequality between blacks and whites in this country. And just this morning, I wake up to our president calling black football players sons of bitches because they dare to take a knee during the national anthem. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Or the land of the free and the home of the brave? This country's history was created on racism. The term all men are created equal had nothing to do with the black man. It was not until almost 100 years later when the 15th Amendment was passed, giving black males the right to vote. Let's not even go where all men are created equal and not women. That's a whole other subject. Then Lyndon Johnson had to pass the Voting Rights Act in 1965 because many states were finding ways to get around the 15th Amendment and blacks couldn't vote. And in 2017, we still are not serving our citizens equally. African Americans have a perfect right to take a knee during the national anthem to protest this inequality. We as white people have no idea what it's like to be black in America. I loved it when at the 1968 Summer Olympics in Mexico City, U.S. track medal winners gave the raised fist salute during the American national anthem. They were black and making a statement. They were proud. They were representing the United States, but the United States didn't always represent them. In 2012, when Barack Obama was making his acceptance speech to become the first black president of the United States, and the crowd was chanting, "Yes, we can, yes, we can," I was filled with hope and a sense of power. I placed huge expectations in the hands of this man, in whom I believed would be able to begin to change the structure of how people of different races were treated. Obama failed. He chose not to speak to race. Maybe he wanted to be above race and represent all of America. Maybe he felt it was too polarizing. I don't know. As a final point, speaking of Obama, why is it that he's even considered black? Obama has a white mother and a black African father. That makes him 50% white and 50% black. But he is considered black, and he considers himself black. That in itself is proof that race relations have a long way to go in this country. It harkens back to the one-drop rule. If you have one drop of black blood in you, you are black. Why is that, do you suppose? Now, on to religion. I've often said if we could possibly rid the world of all religions, we might have a chance for peace. It seems so many wars and killings and ethnic cleansings have been done in the name of religion. I also think that religion is a tool of the powerful used to control the masses. And the powerful have been predominantly white males, or certainly males. Look at many of the world's religious leaders, and you'll find rich men lording over their servants. They command allegiance and subservience in the name of God. Do this or you'll go to eternal damnation. Give more money so you'll be saved. Religion also, in my opinion, gives a false sense of control. If you think God will take care of you, then often you don't take care of yourself. God willing, I will do well on my exam. Baseball players thank God when they hit a homer. Do they really think God cares if they hit a homer? Having said that, religion can provide inspiration and comfort. I personally don't believe in a higher being, but I do believe in a higher me and in the potential for human beings to be extraordinary. And it's been proven over and over again. The fact that humans can write symphonies and rescue endangered species and climb Mount Everest and dance with no legs and raise children and survive the Holocaust is testament to the power of the human soul. I look within me and around me for comfort and inspiration. I suppose I could call it God, but I choose not to. Belief in God can never be proven or disproven, so I choose not to argue with one's belief in him or her. However, people who kill, discriminate, and ridicule in the name of religion, I do rail against. No God is going to eradicate people because they don't share the same beliefs. Only man does that. No God is going to say a person is sinful or evil because of his race or sexuality. Only man does that. No God is going to kill his daughter because she has dishonored him. Only man does that. So to your question about how I feel about the future of religion, I'm a proverbial optimist, and when I think of the future, I think we will all someday become enlightened and replace religion with a humanitarian ethic that will encourage and demand that we all be the best humans we can be. A belief in an all-powerful God will be replaced by a belief in humanity that can come together to solve our problems and give comfort and help to those who are in need. I know I haven't answered all of your questions exactly, but I have tried to put down my thoughts about race and religion. As I said before, these two subjects are very important, and as a young white woman growing up in this society, I would encourage you to continue the discussion and become more involved in being an agent of change to make this world a better place. I hope this has been helpful, Darby. It's good talking to you. Bye.